Oh, one thing, I think we might have somebody at the end just talking about the CPA position. But that we can always add business on. I just gotta grab a water, guys.
Yeah, we need someone to replace Harry
Sure.
Ostrowski. And everybody was, Deb was busy, Eileen's busy, so I'm gonna do it. I'll be the liaison.
Oh, okay, awesome, because I am free now. So
Oh, you are?
whatever.
Well, but you're on the Lions Club. That's busy too, you know?
Yeah,
We got a
yep.
lot of
Well,
stuff going
no,
on.
I'm not, won't be on Wednesdays anymore. I'll have to fill you in privately, but my Wednesday's freed up.
All right, we
Okay.
got 5:30. We got a quorum, guys.
Uh, You
We
have a
Looks
quorum,
do.
like
but let
it.
me just let everyone in first,
Oh,
please.
okay, it's at 30.
So you do have a quorum, Madam Chair, so you can start, and if people come in, I'll continue to let them in.
Okay, sounds good. All right, good evening, everybody. Being what is it? Thursday the 9th, 2026. Next meeting will be April 23rd, 2026, being 5:30 with a full agenda for Bridgewater Conservation Commission. I'm going to open the meeting. Good evening, everybody. I am Marilyn McDonald, Bridgewater's chair. Tonight being present will be myself, Marilyn McDonald, chair. Also present is Deb Johnson, Laurie Keene, vice president, member Eileen Prisco. Staff tonight is Robert Ruley from CED, the director, and absent is new agent Dan Levesque off getting married. Happy, 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 joy, joy.
So, Madam Chair, if I could just interrupt you for a second.
Yep.
Whoever is on the phone with phone number 617-347-4902, please mute yourself or I'm going to remove you from the meeting. If you are going to speak, you can be unmuted when it's time for you to speak, but you need to mute yourself, please.
I thought I was hearing something as I was talking. Thank you,
We're
Bob.
good.
All right, everybody muted. Everybody should be muted except the commissioners.
Marilyn, hang on. Last notice to,
I can
if you are on 617-347-4902, you need to mute yourself. Mr. Costello is been muted.
Good.
Nope.
Not
Nope.
really.
I might have to take them. Again, phone
Can
number
you
ending in
hear me?
4902. Please mute yourself.
Yeah, that's Paul Costello. I thought I had just muted
Well, you're on the
myself. Sorry.
computer and your phone, sir, so you have to mute your phone.
Okay.
Are we okay now, Paul?
I think we might be.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, thank you, Paul. All right, I'm gonna just start with what Bridgewater does, and then I'll read into the agenda, and we'll get right going into tonight's Bridgewater Conservation meeting. As I said, it opened up at 5:30. Just so you know what we do, Bridgewater Conservation is governed by both the state and local Wetlands Protection Act, well, and rules and regulations, along with performance standards for any project filing to be passed. They have to meet those standards, and we have 100 feet of jurisdiction within a Bridgewater BBW and 200 feet of any riverfront. All our town bylaws can be found on the town webpage. This is the only way we're ever going to base our decisions. It is strictly on the rules and regulations and performance standards. They have to meet that. An applicant has to meet that. What will happen is the applicant will present. We'll then open it to the board members and staff on the application for any questions. We'll then open it to the public and ask any questions on the hearing, keeping it to wetlands in about 3 minutes. We do encourage people to talk on the hearing if they have questions about wetlands, because we often pick up something that we might not have seen. So if you have a concern, please let us know. I'll direct your questions. Please direct them to myself, the chair. If I cannot answer them, I will direct them who can answer and help you out with that. The board's either going to do two things once the hearing is open. It's going to either close that public hearing if they feel they have enough information to render their decision, or they're going to continue it. We'll continue it to the next meeting. That will be your notice that is continued. You won't get any new green cards or anything. No further information can be submitted once it is closed. If the board decides to close, there's 21 days to render a decision of an approval of denial. Once that decision is rendered, there is a 10-day business appeal once the order is signed before any order of conditions becomes valid. And any appeals can be written directly through Mass DEP in a 10 business day. That spiel being said, I'm going to go right into the agenda. So public meeting notice of agenda. This is Thursday, April 9, 2026, Bridgewater Conservation Commission. We're going to call to order. Done. Public hearing. We have old business, notice of intent, 550 Curve Street, map 78, lot 20. We have notice of intent under old business, 548 South Street, map 61, lot 121. We have notice of intent off Summit Street, Old State Farm Trail, map 90, lot 999A. And under new business tonight, we have a notice of intent on 292 Bedford Street, map 48, lot 55. Under conservation business, we have certificate of compliance, 911 Conan Street, map 90, lot 999B. We have another certificate of compliance for 1460 Pleasant Street, map 71, lot 44. We have 25 Birch Hill Road, cease and desist. Bridgewater Sand and Stone, cease and desist. 1010 Elm Street, cease and desist enforcement. 16 Wood Street enforcement update. Town wetland protection bylaws discussion. D for minutes, none listed, and E for adjournment. Okay, are we ready?
We are ready.
All right.
Just leave it. I'll kind of by accident do it.
I have
Mr. and
guys
Mrs.
keep-
Burden, if you would please mute
Yep.
yourself, please.
I'm looking for the representative for 550 Curve Street, map 78, lot 20, please. Silver Engineering.
Yes, good evening. What are the chances I can find my audio and my video and share a screen? What are the chances I can share a screen?
Let me do that for you. Hang on.
Yeah, yeah. Just to continue, the commission requested a site visit. We staked it out. We visited the site. I still can't share my screen.
No, I don't. I'm trying to.
It's okay.
Hang on.
I do know that we are still waiting to hear from soliciting third-party review. I don't necessarily have to show my screen if we want to discuss if quotes were received for that.
Can you
third party.
can you do it now, Rebecca?
I am not able to still do it. I sent the request. How does that help?
It should work now.
Okay, I saw a button come up. You bet. Thank you. Pick the right screen. The right screen. Right, that should be the agenda. Let's move to the actual plan. Okay, so this was the plan presented before you. We asked for a stakeout and a
We don't
sidewalk.
have a full screen, Rebecca.
Yeah,
There
There
you
we
go.
go.
Bingo.
What happened? How do I do full screen?
Oh, you're all set.
You're
We're
all
good
set.
now.
We're good now.
Okay, yes, okay. So, this was the design. It was a two-bedroom dwelling with a septic in the front, a driveway, some retaining walls. We were proposing to fill the wetland area under the 5,000 square foot. We were proposing to replicate. We staked out all these nice little red dots. We also walked the line and confirmed the location of the wetland flags. And last I remembered, we were still waiting to solicit 3 third-party review, and I wasn't sure where that stood. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not, as we mentioned, Dan is now on vacation getting married, so I'm not sure where he is with the third peer review. I don't really have anything else to say until that comes in. So I'll send it off to the rest of the gang. I know Eileen walked it also.
So Marilyn, I can share that Dan did pass on the opportunities for whoever they wanted to choose for the third party review.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Why don't we start with Eileen? You were out there. If you have any comments before the third peer.
No, I have I don't think we have an issue with a vernal pool. I think we kind of resolved that, I
Oh, yeah,
believe.
that's true. I forgot to mention that. There was no sounds of critters when we went there
Right.
on Friday.
And other than that, it's a 2-bedroom slab and it's in line with what we saw and where the flags were and everything everybody was okay with. from my recollection. So I'm fine until we
Okay.
get third party.
Yeah, I mean, they'll still look at that. I mean, with the inlet, it makes it a little, I don't believe it's going to be able to certify, but again, I'm not the specialist, so that's still on the list for them to look at, but it was a little less concerning when we went out there, which was good. Okay, Deb J, any comments?
No.
Okay. Laurie,
The last time I mentioned that they were the replication's supposed to be 2-to-1
Yep.
rather than 1-to-1. I didn't know, Rebecca, if you got a chance to do it. I can't see the plan with my eyes to see if
This
you
in
would
front of
increase it.
you on the screen right now is the original. I
Okay.
have, in fact, tinkered with some of the line work, but I have not submitted yet because I wanted to see what the third party had to say, make a submission all at once. But if you'd like a sneak peek, I can probably do that.
No, that makes sense. No, that's fine.
Give me a second. I prepped something else instead. Da, 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 da. And I can go here and kind of go here. And so I did make it bigger. I didn't update that number.
Okay.
So this is why it's just a draft and a sneak peek. But it does encompass this. This is now 2-to-1, this green area. And I've incorporated what the 25-foot would be. I moved the well. Again, it's not final because I'm hoping to see what some of the third party may or may not have to say before I revise a whole plan and submit.
Super. Okay,
But I
great.
was able to get it in there and still get the whole program working correctly.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
did I get all the members? Okay. Bob, you gonna have any comments on anything tonight?
I am not.
Okay, so I'll
At least
go.
on this, I'm not.
Okay. All right. I will go right to anybody in the abutters or in the audience that has a question on the filing that's under peer review. We're still currently waiting with DEP file number SC 116-1518 on 550 Curve. Please raise your hand in the chat and Bob will let you in.
Dave, don't know who you are, but if you're going to speak, you need to identify yourself, name, address, and what it is you're speaking to.
No,
Hello?
Okay, please mute yourself then, Dave.
pardon me?
Dave, are you speaking on this particular application?
No, I'm not. I just figured
Then
out.
I am going to ask you if you could
Get the
please mute yourself. Thank you.
Thanks.
Not easy.
I know, techno stuff. Are you seeing anybody else, Bob? I'll wait till the all clear.
I am not seeing anyone else, Madam Chair.
Okay. So, Rebecca, back to you. I have a feeling you want to continue to the 23rd.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, so Chair would entertain a motion to continue to the next meeting, 4/23.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Nope.
Hearing none. Roll call vote. Deb,
Aye.
Laurie,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
and myself as an aye. All right, this is being continued on 550 Curve Street to the next meeting of April 23rd. Thank you. All right, going right down the list, we have 548 South Street, map 61, lot 121. Applicant is George Bullard and it's Silver Engineering. We do have a DEP file number on this one, SC 116-1579. So Rebecca, bandstand still yours.
Okay, and it should be way easier to click the button. It is. Where did the button go? Oh, down here. All right. You have a full screen. All right. At the last meeting, the commission requested a stakeout for a site walk and confirmation of the wetland line. So we, as Silver Engineering, staked out the center line of the road so we could see where it was. We did the hammerhead. We did the structures that were the drainage basin and outlet, and we proceeded to walk the line and confirm its location. Let's see, where are we at this one? We have submitted this to planning
Hello,
board.
we're back here again after a long meeting, 2 days.
Janet, honey, please, please mute your iPad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have submitted this to the town. The town engineer has done his peer review. We've addressed his comments. We've then submitted them to you. We are waiting for planning board to have a meeting on April 15th. And I believe that's the only thing new I have at the moment.
I don't know if the town engineer's comments got added to the packet.
He commented before the last meeting. I can share them.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the response, he did comment on some of the drainage, location. Oh, you know what? This isn't even the plan. One of his
Can you
comments.
share that in his comments? Because I mean, we're just getting the new guy up to speed. I don't have
course.
them in my packet.
This is the old plan set. I should pull up the new one. One of Greg Tansey's comments was to move the head wall discharge into the right of way and not into the easement. So that was one of his comments. He had some technical comments on inverts and slopes when it comes to the basin. But I will share them with the commission so that they have the right ones in front of them.
Thank you.
If you want me to put them on the screen.
Yeah, is that what you're doing, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I'm taking my moment here. I'm just
Yep.
click, fill in the void. I can put up our response letter as well, if you don't mind.
Yep.
Hang on one second, because I did have the wrong plan set. So that was the first one submitted. This is the second one submitted, and I'm just going to show you real quick that this changes included moving the discharge to the right of way and not onto the easement. And again, little nuances with inverts that you won't see unless you really study the numbers. I will go back to the comment letter. Okay,
Oh, good. Thank you.
a little bit closer. Are we good?
No, that's good. If I can read it, I'm good.
Okay, some simple ones were the north arrow was missing. The, I think one of them had the scale bar was missing. We had some setback lines that needed to be adjusted for planning board purposes. They discussed the water line because of the hydrant versus the dry install for services, because we're doing private water, but we're showing a hydrant. So there'll still be a water line and there'll still be services, but they will be dry at the moment. They will only be turned on when, if and when the water crises in Bridgewater is resolved. We relocated the head wall in the right of way. Some rim elevations didn't match our HydroCAD. We addressed those. Again, culvert lengths, some minor edits were taken care of. Concerns about the lot 3, and again, we reiterated lot 3 will have to come back to conservation for its own submission, as it has wetland crossing and culverts, and a lot more intricate details need to be provided for that house on lot 3. Erosion control, it'll be a SWIP. Once we get going, we understand that we will submit an EPA NOI. Compaction tests, yes, more notes for construction details that really don't impact the intent of the design. He had questions on BMP standard 3. We were able to revise the narrative and address those concerns. It was just a typo. Water quality. Okay, we took care of that one as well. I have not yet received Mr. Tansey's response to these, saying that he's closed his issues. We are still waiting for that. And because of that, I would ask that we don't close the hearing yet, because I'd like to see that Mr. Tansey has been satisfied, the planning board doesn't have additional comments and concerns, before we move along. We've addressed the TSS spreadsheet, that was missing from the original report. We did a groundwater mounding, as requested. We did take care of more of the standard 6, which is discharge in a critical area, because we are in a zone 2. So we did meet all the requirements for that. Again, waiting Mr. Tanzi to verify that. We inadvertently checked standard 7, it doesn't apply. And we submitted a discharge compliance statement signed by the applicant. That is it in a nutshell.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we're waiting on, I'm glad we're waiting on, we're getting those back from the town engineer, Tansy. Those are good to have. I'm gonna kind of start with Eileen. She was out there with me. I know she had a concern at one point if we were near Southbrook. I was able to do the full walk with Dan, but Eileen, let me go with your comments first.
Yeah. The south, what is it called now? Brook, I think it was, is nowhere near there. That's across 18. So that we figured that out, and it's not that little farmer's ditch. It has it doesn't go into it until way down the line. So there's no concern there. The big concern is that lot 3, which she's coming back for. So the rest of it to me is fine. Other than that turnaround, I don't know why they like them, but as long as they like them, there's nothing we can do.
And it's not in the wetlands purview, but
Yeah, exactly.
So no, yeah, so I think you guys got that up on the map. Actually, I was in the other direction, still stuck
Yep.
in the trees.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and everybody as Dan's not here, there is a note from, our site walk out there. Everything was staked. We found them all. So I don't really have much, there's not a hell, no, excuse me. I don't really have a concern on, I was able to find every flags with them. Making sure that was a ditch, not going to anything. So at this point, I'll put it out to the rest of the commissions. They're certainly welcome to go down and take a look. Laurie, anything?
No, I don't have anything additional. No.
I don't either.
Okay. All right. With everybody said, then I'll open this up to the public. If anybody like to speak, just please raise your hand, your chat hand, live hand. I don't know these days. Bob can let me know if anybody's interested.
Yeah, again, if you want to speak, please use the raise your hand feature on Zoom. You can access that on the bottom of your screen. And looking. Madam Chair, I'm not seeing any hands up.
Okay. All right. So Rebecca, would you like to continue that to the 23rd then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then Chair would entertain a motion to continue to our next meeting, 4/23.
Oh, I see a hand up now.
Madam Chair, yeah, so Carol has put her hand up. I will unmute her.
She got
Or
in
Carol,
before the
unmute
bell.
yourself. You could just identify yourself, your name and address for the record, please.
They're still muted.
Yeah.
Carol, you need to unmute yourself.
There she goes. Yep.
Hi,
I'm Carol. Hi, I'm Carol Lefebvre. I'm here with my husband, Bill. And we are abutters to this proposed development. I'm concerned about what is being called a ditch. It is a water flow, and it originates south of our property. And at times it is, depending on the climate and the weather, it can be quite a significant amount of water. It flows from the property owned by the Leaches through our property and then through Dot's property and out through across. It actually goes across and under South Street, north of the elementary school. And I'm concerned about the flow of water. We have been flooded in the past, and we certainly don't want to be flooded again by any changes in the configuration.
No, you would not want to be flooded. Thank you.
No.
Is the hubby saying anything?
I agree with her. That brook gets pretty high at times during rain. And
the maintenance of that brook has been by contacting mosquito control. It's no individual landowner is responsible that we know of, not in writing anyways. It's been there. I have no idea how long, decades. And there's nothing written about responsibility for it. We call mosquito control and ask them to clean it out so that water that comes off the property that is Jay Leach's family property flows through ours and through 548 South Street and keeps on going through the elementary school property and onward.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I mean, I was out there good. I definitely agree with you. There's good volume going through that. That's why I kind of questioned it myself. I'm going to send this one back to Rebecca. Rebecca, is that on the maps as anything? I think I kind of asked you that day, but refresh my memory.
You did ask, and I was just gonna pull it up if you want to see it. Let me just convert some things and pull it up for you because I can show you it is not a blue line. And I gotta open it and then share the screen again. And then push the button. That is this one. Okay, wait for it. Ta-da! Okay, it's probably zoomed out a little bit. Let me zoom in. For reference, this is the beginning of the South Street Leach property that is south of where we are. And then we have the Lefebvre's property right here. And this is the topography that channels that ditch. And this is our project, 548, when it hooks to the east and continues through, and then it hooks to the east again, hits the property, and then ends up going east some more. And then Wally Kruger's over here, and 18 is over here. It does not have a blue line. It is not a brook or a stream or anything more than a farm ditch at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it got my attention too because it did have good flow, good
It
width.
does have good flow, yes. From the information that I know about the South Street, a lot of the street drainage comes from it discharges even further south onto the Leach property, and it does end up finding its way all the way down here. There's a water hole, and then it finds its way across Lefebvre and then Holland, and then.
Yeah, Dave actually looked that up while we were out there and said there was no waterway identified on the maps.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is the USGS.
Yeah, I was looking for that comment in his notes, and that's what I didn't see. So thank you, Eileen.
Mm-hmm.
I can submit the USGS again to the commission, but.
All right, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Anybody else for the comment on 548 South Street?
Let me just double check. Not seeing any hands, Madam Chair.
Okay, then we're going to do, as discussed with Rebecca just a moment ago, I'll take a motion for a continuation.
I take that back. A hand has come up at the last minute. Let me find out.
we got another one under the gun. But
No,
Carol is raising her hand again. Carol, go on.
this is Bill Lefebvre. You are free to look at our property and look how the brook flows and where the water comes from. It comes from Leach's Field, drains into Leach's Field, goes through our brook, and goes out to Dot's house property.
Yes.
okay, so you're saying we're free the next time we're out there to go onto your property and take a walk?
Yeah,
Okay, all right,
Absolutely.
well, thank you. Thank you.
This is Carol LaFaber. Silva also walked our property, marked our property, as well as prior to that, doing the Leach's property with a major overhaul in the water flow through the Leach's property. There are underground pipes that collect water from their property and feed a pond on the Leach's property. At one point, there was an overflow from that pond through a ditch onto our property. And it flooded our property. And the Conservation Commission, previous to your positioning on it, is well aware of the issues. There was a cease and desist that was ignored, and we just don't want to be in that position again.
Okay. All right. Thank you. It's noted. We do have an engineer on it too, but it is noted, and it is something that I will relook at. So thank
May
you.
I comment on that?
Go ahead, Rebecca.
We were part of that leach land and the pipes that go through it, and we were witness to the fact that those pipes have been sealed up. They are closed and they are no longer functioning. And those pipes came from street drainage as well. So unfortunately, handshakes back in the day, the town started dumping water, and this is now the result of probably too much water.
Thank you for your input on that, Rebecca, too. All right. Last one, anybody else on 548 South?
Not seeing any, Madam Chair.
All right. We're going to entertain a motion, please, to continue it to April 23rd.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
I'll
Second.
second it.
I think Eileen came in.
That's fine.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? All right. Hearing none. Roll call vote. Eileen. Eileen?
Aye, sorry.
Aye. Okay. Eileen, Deb,
Aye.
Laurie,
Aye.
and myself as an aye. Okay, we'll see you all back on the 23rd. This is your notice. Thank you. Okay, looks like we're going right into notice of intent off Summer Street, Old State Farm Trail, map 90, lot 999A. Applicant representative is Justin Casanova Davis, Silva Engineering. We have a DEP file number SE 116-1581. We are now open. Rebecca, this is yours.
Now, this is another one of those where I can put it on the screen, but we haven't really picked a third-party review.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty much until we get a third-party review out there. We looked at it good the last time on the screen. I've been out there. It's really, waiting for the third-party review, and unless the commissioners feel different, but.
Nope.
So I feel comfortable at this point continuing until we receive those three estimates and then choose one.
I think that's fine. Okay. All right, let's continue. So would you like me to just continue to the next meeting?
Yes, please.
Okay, so Chair would entertain a motion to continue to April 23rd, please.
I'll make a motion.
All right,
Second.
and I got a second by Eileen. Any further discussion? All right, we're going to continue to April 23rd. Roll call vote. Deb,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
Laurie,
Aye.
and myself as an aye. Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You got it. I almost want to say February again this meeting. What is with me with February? All right, now we have new business, and that's going to go into the notice of intent for 292 Bedford Street, map 48, lot 55. Applicant is Steve LaBelle and SciTech Engineering. We do have a DEP file number issued, SC 116-1582. I have seen the green cards, so let me just get my file on this one, and we will get you all opened up. Notice of Notice of public hearing, Conservation Commission, Bridgewater, Massachusetts. In accordance with the Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, in the town of Bridgewater, local bylaws and the Bridgewater Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on April 9th, 2026 for the notice of intent filed by Bedford Street Holdings LLC. The applicant proposes redeveloping the site with a new 11,750 square foot building that will be a future home of an O'Reilly's Auto Parts store and 2 general service establishments. The project will also have an associated parking lot and new stormwater infrastructures. Proposed construction activities will take place up to the 25-foot wetland buffer. The property is owned by Bedford Street Holding LLC and is located at number 292 Bedford Street, Assessors Map 48, Lot 55. Please contact Bridgewater Conservation Office at 508-697-0950 for the time and location and the link virtual participation. All interested parties are encouraged to attend. Agenda can be found at www.bridgewater.mass at least 48 hours prior to the meeting. And this notice was published in the Enterprise on March 31st, 2026. So, SciTech, you are now officially open.
Very good. For the record, my name is Steve Giosa. I am the engineer representing Steve LaBelle on this project. Steve is also on the Zoom meeting tonight. And this is
Steve, could you just state for the record you stated your name, but the address of your firm, please, just for the record.
Sure. 966 Kempton Street, New Bedford, Mass. Is the office location.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If I may be allowed to share my screen.
You should be able to.
Okay, and I'll call up a copy of the proposed site plan. I think this will give us a good picture of what is before you this evening. This is a particular site located on the east side of Bedford Street, just to the north of Sullivan Tire. So Sullivan Tire off on the right-hand side of the screen, Bedford Street at the bottom. And the subject property is a paved parking lot. It is about a 7.8 acre site. And this paved parking lot with a office trailer located adjacent to Bedford serves as a vehicle storage area for the applicant. What he's looking to do is eliminate that use and then create a new building on the existing paved area, reconfigure the parking, and do some enhancements to the drainage. We started the project with a delineation of the wetlands. We had Avazinus Environmental Services complete a field delineation, and you'll see that there is the primary wetland line located to the east of the site in a wooded area, runs generally north to south in this fashion here through the property. There is a floodplain associated with that, but that does not extend into the existing developed portion of the site. And there's an isolated pocket that was delineated here on the site. And we did an analysis of the isolated pocket based on a field topographic survey. And although it does have wetland characteristics, it does not qualify as isolated land subject to flooding based on the requisite amount of volume that it holds is less than a 1/4 acre foot. And so we have identified it in the field and on the plan, but it does not qualify under the Wetlands Protection Act as isolated land subject to flooding. So our primary resource areas are bordering vegetated wetland. Beyond that, there is a intermittent stream embedded within the wetland system. Our wetland consultant did a stream stat analysis. It does not show up on a USGS map as a perennial stream. And the stream stat data confirms that based on the watershed size, it does not qualify as a perennial stream under the Wetlands Protection Act. Now, as I mentioned, the existing site is paved, and I'll just trace the outline of the pavement. It's out here, comes around, and then continues in this fashion. There are a couple of drainage structures, and when Sullivan Tire was created and this paved area was created, they installed some deep sump catch basins with overflows into detention basins. There's one basin on the south side of the undeveloped area and a second detention basin located here. This north basin picks up drainage from this end of the existing parking lot. And the basin located here picks up drainage from Sullivan Tire. And also there's a catch basin located right at the corner of the pavement and discharges into that structure. It's an older drainage system, so as you can imagine, it's just deep sump catch basins serving the site. What we are proposing to do is eliminate pavement. We think it'll help make this a more efficient site, and eliminating pavement will end up being a great thing because we'll end up reducing both volume and peak runoff from the site. So we have several areas where we're going to remove pavement. Right here on the east side of the proposed parking area, this triangular area will be removed. We're going to remove some of the pavement at the closest point to the bordering vegetated wetland. Another triangular piece would be pulled out here. And we're at this point removing some pavement coming back down towards Bedford Street, along with creating a couple of landscaped islands. The net result is we're eliminating about 10 or 11,000 square feet of existing impervious surface. And then what we're going to do is maintain the same basic drainage pattern. So the water wants to come down to this low area and then overflow into our detention pond. So we've set the grades so that we can continue that. But what we'll do is intercept the water with two water quality treatment units, one located here to the north of the proposed building and one here to the east. Those water quality units will give us our initial screening of suspended solids. That will then continue down and eventually be directed into the same detention pond that it does drain to at this time. But we'll be improving the water quality, obviously, before it gets here. So that'll be another net benefit for this redevelopment project. Then for the building, which would be situated here, the building would be basically placed within the middle of the existing paved surface. We're going to pick up the roof drains from the building. All the roof drains will be then connected to an on-site recharge system. That system will consist of Cultec chambers. We've done some test pits on the property. It's all very nice sand, granular material, 1 and 2 percolation rates. So ideal setting, especially sitting up high above the wetlands. We're better than 15 feet above the actual wetland with the existing paved surface. So we've got great separation to water table, excellent soils. So on-site recharge is going to give us some additional mitigation of flow, get some recharge back into the ground, eliminating additional runoff, and then we'll have a piped overflow when that system's capacity is exceeded, and that overflow would direct the excess water into the detention pond, where we'll get additional mitigation before it discharges to the primary wetland system. The project has been reviewed by the town engineer. We did receive a comment letter from the town engineer. There are a number of items pertaining to drainage and the analysis that they've asked us, or he's asked us to take another look at. We are in the process of modifying the design. We're going to add a little bit more recharge to the site. We're also going to retrofit the existing detention pond, which has probably received not a lot of maintenance over the years. We're going to add some riprap, add in a sediment forebay that doesn't exist in there now. That's going to give us, again, a better water quality treatment before the water discharges down gradient to the wetlands. And so there'll be a few minor enhancements we'll be making over the next couple of days. And that would give us even better mitigation. So this falls under the DEP standards for a redevelopment project. As you know, with a redevelopment, it's maximum feasible compliance. But we think we can meet all the standards as they apply to a site of this type. So the end result will be reduced runoff, improved water quality. In addition to eliminating that 10 or 11,000 square feet of pavement, we're converting an additional 11,000 square feet of pavement to roof runoff. Again, cleaner water, better for the environment. So we think the overall project's a good fit for this location. And it ties in with the abutting automotive use of Sullivan Tire. And the applicant happens to own both properties, so there's a good marrying of the uses side by side here. With that, I think that gives you an overview of what we're proposing. Again, where we are making some changes to the plan, we obviously will be looking for a continuance this evening. But then I'll be happy to answer any questions the board or the abutters may have for the project.
All right, great, Steve. Thank you. And it was good being out there with you doing the line. So I have a couple of questions, but you seem to answer one of them was the town engineer getting involved because that's a lot of water, a lot of calculations. So good that's going on. Me and Dan, I don't know if has the board got a chance to read his site visit notes. So both me and Dan walked the line. It's a large area. We were able to find all the flags. Both independently, we do have some concerns with the flags, you know, where we felt some might not be accurate. There's a lot of vegetation out there, some saturated areas. So I'm kind of in the mindset of maybe getting another set of eyes out there where there is some delicate areas. But overall, that was really our only stuff, you know, maybe a couple of flags. So that's the take I have. Let me open it up to the rest of the conservation, starting with Laurie.
I don't think I have any other comments on this. I think you pretty much said what I was thinking. So,
Okay. Eileen?
Same here. I know the property pretty well. I'm fine with everything he's shown us.
Okay. Deb?
No, I have nothing right now.
Okay. All right. So what are your thoughts of a third peer review if we've got Greg doing the town engineering calcs for the wetland line? Where me and Dan weren't 100% with it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you look at the plan, we're not extending beyond the existing paved surface, but you obviously have to be comfortable with the delineation as well. So I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, if the commission members or the agent have recommendations for moving flags, we're not trying to steal a certain amount of land here. So we'd be more than willing to live with your interpretation if that speeds the process up a little bit instead of hiring an independent third party. If you decide you want to move a flag, 10, 15, 20 feet, it doesn't impact the overall project because we are working within the existing paved area. And if that helps with the timeline, like any project, we'd like to move forward, but we also want to make sure you're comfortable with the agreed upon delineation. So
yeah, we definitely want to be more comfortable with that delineation, especially where you're going up 25 feet. Third peer reviews can happen pretty quickly. You've got your techno from our town, so we'd be looking at those flags. I think it needs a more professional set of eyes. Dan's new, and I think a more professional set of eyes.
May I ask a question? We're not going. Steve LaBelle.
Oh, Steve. Okay.
We're not going with close to the 25-foot mark with the building. We're quite a ways away. We're removing pavement that I don't even know if that's within the 25 feet.
Your opening thing I just read in said you're going close to 25. That
I heard you read that, but I wanted to question that. Mr. Giosa, can you answer to that?
Well, let's share the screen one more time and just take a look at.
And I also want to make the comment that I was out there today. I actually, in the couple flags that I think you're referring to, it's already dried up around there. I think a lot of that was that snow melt that we had. And I think you saw the big pile of snow that was there that was melting.
It was very wet out there that day. We're not going to lie about that. It was wet.
And it was raining.
It was wet. Some of the vegetation, though, caught our eye, too. So I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at the pictures from Dan.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I have not seen his report. But just to answer the first question about where the building is in situation to the flagging that's out there, this is the closest corner. So this would be our northeast corner of the building. We're about 75 feet from the closest point on the wetland BVW with this corner of the building at this time. The closest existing pavement this is the 25-foot setback. This is the 50. So we're probably about 40 feet from the wetlands at its closest point with the existing edge of pavement. And as we indicated, we are pulling that back in a few spots. So that just gives you an overview of where we are. So at the end of the day, obviously we need to get everybody comfortable with the wetland line, and we obviously understand that.
It'd just be I
Yeah,
hope-
that kind of hit me when I read this, and honestly, they're still in the truck, my plans, so I didn't have my big plans, which I usually like to have in front of me. But that was our concern, some of the flags out there. So, I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to go back out if Dan's going to be away for I think it's 3 weeks, Bob, on his honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody else wants to go out with me, Deb, Laurie, take a couple of looks at those areas, we can certainly do that. I'll have my auto.
I'd be willing to meet you if that's appropriate to
Yeah.
kind of get a feel for things. So yeah, if you just let me know,
Yeah.
we can work around your schedule.
So I'll throw it back to the commission if we want to do a second view on it. If you want the third pair of eyes, it's up to you guys. I'm willing to go back out, but I'd
I'll
like
go
another
back.
member to go back out too.
I'll go out with you.
Okay.
And
All
then,
right.
because like you said, if it was really wet because of rain and the snow, it could be something different now.
Let's put it this way. He had muck boots on. I didn't. So.
Alright.
And I didn't have my August. So I am willing to go back out and check those areas of concern that we had.
Perfect. Can't ask for anything more.
All right. So at this point, does any all of the commissioners stated correct?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'll open it up to the public for anybody that has a question or concern as a rebuttal on this filing for 292 Bedford Street, map 48, lot 55.
And again, I would say use the raise your hand feature. And I am not seeing anyone, Madam Chair.
Okay. So the marriage must be good with the next door neighbor. All right, then, what would you recommend? I mean, we can, our next meeting is the 23rd. I don't know if you think you're gonna get, Greg's stuff in by then. You can certainly go to the next meeting. If you have to extend again, that's what happens. That's fine.
Yeah.
That should give me time to get back out there too. So it's totally up to you if you think that might not be enough time.
No, I think that'll be fine because I think they had the changes pretty much made today. And I just haven't reviewed them yet with the designer who's been working on it. So yeah, to the next meeting would be perfect.
Okay, all right. Then Chair would entertain a motion to continue 292 Bedford Street, map 48, lot 55 to April 23rd, 26.
I'll make a motion.
Who made
Go
it?
ahead, Lori.
Thanks, Deb.
All right, so Laurie made the motion. Do I get a second?
Second.
I'll take the second.
Deb wants a second. Okay, any further discussion?
Nope.
All right, hearing none, roll call vote. Laurie,
Aye.
Deb,
Aye.
Eileen,
Aye.
and myself is an aye.
Very good. Thank you for
Me
the
too.
time tonight.
So what I can do and what you can do is just email the office the times that you're available. Let's see. I know next week is pretty busy. Maybe a couple of dates next week with a couple of dates of the early 2021, and we'll see if we
Sure.
can get out there, and pending weather too. Okay.
Of course. All right. Very good. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Have a great night.
You too.
Good night.
All right.
Okay. We have Bob here.
I'm here.
All right. I believe I'm hearing there's a change in Conservation Commission business. You want to add anything?
Well, you're going to deal with the certificate of compliance first on 911 Conant Street.
Excellent. All right. Okay. I have conservation business going right into administrative items. Certificate of compliance, 911 Conant Street, map 90, lot 999B. Applicant representative is Brian Bagandi, Niche Engineering with the DEP file number of S116-1542. Is that rep on tonight?
Yeah, Steve is here.
Hi, Stephen Ventresca with Niche Engineering, taking over for Brian today. I apologize for missing the last hearing when this was on the agenda.
All right.
So we're here to close out requesting a certificate of compliance for this project. This is the new firefighting service that DFS, Department of Fire Services, built on the Old Colony Correction Center. I don't know if I want to share a screen. I don't know how in depth you want me to get on this, but
As long as you can share the screen so they can see. I've been out there, but just so the rest of the commission can see.
So this piece of property right here has not been used or wasn't used up until recently, and DFS took this over a couple of years ago, and they built their first prop on site, which was this one right here. What we came before the commission a couple of years ago was the installation of this second prop, which is called the burn prop. Some pads that were installed along this side of the site, a gravel wetland, which was installed along this entire length here to support not only this phase, but future phases. And then some rainwater reuse. Essentially what we did is installed 3 40,000 gallon tanks in this location of the site. And as the firefighters use the water on, excuse me, on this prop and this prop, you can see even here, the water flows along this gutter line edge and then goes into the reuse system. And then it's pumped out through this pump house here. And there's a reuse water line that runs around to special hydrants that they connect to. And so try to minimize water use. Sorry, getting into the weeds here, but so this project was constructed as approved. Erosion control has been removed, site stabilized, and we provided as-built and photographs of the finished product to the office back in February. And so we're requesting a certificate of compliance. I know that Dan and Madam Chair, I believe that you were out there, I think you said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I messaged Dan. He said that it looks great. It didn't have any issues, but I didn't know if the commission had any questions or comments, or maybe there are issues that I'm not aware of.
No, everything looked great. And the Dan there that gave us the, took us around was awesome. So we actually got to see it working live with the guys doing their fire stuff. So we were very impressed with how everything came out, and it looks great. So I have absolutely no concerns. The commissioners, I mean, any questions for me? But okay. So at this point, I would highly recommend an issuance of certificate of compliance for 911 Conant Street, map 90 lot 99B.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
And I have a second. Any further discussion?
Nope.
All right, so roll call vote for issuing of compliance of certificate of 911 Conant Street, map 90 lot 999B. Deb.
Aye.
Eileen.
Aye.
Laurie.
Aye.
And myself. Aye. Thank you. Great job out there.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
We'll see you in the future. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, moving right along, we have another certificate of compliance in 1460 Bedford Street, map 71, lot 44. Representative is Russell Stower of
Madam Chair, it's
Costello
Pleasant Street.
Pleasant
not
Street.
Bedford Street.
Pleasant Street.
Pleasant Street.
Oh, did I miss one?
No, you said
it's
Bedford.
1460 Pleasant Street, not 1460 Bedford Street.
Oh, silly me. Pleasant Street.
Yep.
Clear on the record, 1460 Pleasant Street, map 71, lot 44. Now, if that was David, I'd probably argue and say, no, I didn't.
Oh, yeah. You're on tape.
Applicant representative is Russell Strower, Costello, and if I'm killing your last name, Gray Donis.
That is correct.
Costello.
Okay, all right, you're open.
Paul Costello. I'm an attorney in town, Costello and Gradanis. My address is 44 Pleasant Street. I am here on behalf of Russell Store. The property in question is presently under contract for sale. The issue of this order of conditions that we're seeking to get a certificate of compliance for was raised in the title search. The order was recorded in July of 2006, and for reasons that don't matter, a certificate of compliance was never issued. So we're trying to address that issue now, and we are prepared to do whatever the commission is asking for to affect that end.
Okay, all right, great. Well, great, thank you. I was out there twice. The first time with the agent, we didn't really have the proper map. We couldn't see. There was a lot of debris and stuff. So the town hall was able to let us borrow a map today. So that was great. I could see everything on that map. So, but what I am going to be asking from you though, is it looks like there should be a structural engineer supervision construction of the wall, provided a certificate in compliance with the plans. Do you have any of that stuff? Because there were some special conditions on that order. So for us to truly sign everything off, we need to make sure. Now we went out there, we were, Eileen was with me. I was able to find the permanent, you know, the permanent buffer, not the buffer, the permanent markers. So what I'm going to tell you is anything from 100 feet, all those tires, things like that have got to go. Anything in
Okay.
that buffer. Eileen, you went and looked at the replication and you thought it looked great, Eileen, because she was out front
Yeah.
while I was out back.
Yep, it was fine.
So that stuff is it. The only thing I'm hung up on is if you could get us the information, and we could give you these special conditions. One, we are comfortable with the replication area, the as-built. So we're stuck on number 2, which is the engineering of the wall. Would you be able to find that anywhere in your records?
Probably not. You know, it was an adventure getting what we got you, and really we're only able to do that as a result of some yeoman's work by Jane Brown down at Town Hall. She went digging and located the plan that you saw. So,
Yeah.
you know, as you can imagine, my client closed on this property just about 20 years ago. So we don't have much of anything because it was work done by the previous owner. And so in that regard, I guess specifically with respect to anything that might be done relative to the wall that you're mentioning, we wouldn't be privy to any of that. And, you know, at this point, we called an engineer who had been involved with Kohler and Colantonio, the engineers who worked on the project 20 years ago. He recalled the project, and the only reason we asked the town to go and search for the as-built that you found was because his recollection was that one had been prepared and filed with the town. But if that's not adequate, then I guess we'll just have to address it.
Yeah, I mean, so, you know, certificate of compliance is you really do have to go by the book if there's special conditions. So I understand it's a distance, but, you know, with these special conditions, for us truly to sign off on them, we need to be able to see that. So, but Laurie is very good in regulatory stuff, who used to run the office. Maybe she can help us figure this out, because everything out there looked fine. Like, you know, the only thing I was going to do is condition them to get that stuff out of the buffer zone.
Madam Chair, if I could just interject for a second. I mean, I know
Yeah.
that the building official, anytime we have retaining walls, I mean, that's standard procedure to have a structural engineer sign off on it, because just because somebody puts a wall up doesn't mean the wall is going to stay up. So recognizing that it might be an inconvenience for the applicant, but I think you're going to need somebody to sign off on the integrity of that wall.
Okay. And that could be a structural and engineer they can hire.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, that's, you know, to fulfill the requirements of what the original order of conditions are, somebody needs to certify that wall, and it should even be easier now because it's been a number of years. So, you know, what is the integrity of that wall?
Could we do then Bob, could we do a partial certificate of compliance once they sign off, they could get the full compliance?
You can do whatever you like. If you're asking me if that's how I would do it, no. I think that you want to have, I mean, I think the wall is a critical issue, and even though it seems to be in place, but I think that.
Yeah, okay. I hear you. We got to do
Madam
both.
Chair,
So-
could I ask, and this is news to me, how big a wall are we talking about here? Do you have any sense of the dimensions of the wall in question?
I just have the small plan. I mean, it's a good, Eileen, what would you say? It's a good sized cement wall that goes around.
I'd say that's quite a long wall.
It's a long wall.
Big
It goes
wall,
all the way
yeah.
down the side of the it goes down the side of the building, then some
Yep.
up front, I believe.
Yep, it's by the parking lot in the back, everything. It goes all the way to
Yeah.
the back.
Can I say something quick?
Sure.
Absolutely, Laurie.
Okay, I was the administrator at the time that this was done.
Yep.
What we used to do, I used to keep track of everything coming in and going out. And that's probably the reason why the certificate of compliance was never signed off. Because I'd go down on a list. Okay, we got the as-built. Okay, we didn't get the document from the structural engineer. And I can tell you, it happened hundreds and hundreds of times. I mean, we used to send letters out saying, don't forget to record the certificate of compliance, and people don't do it. You know, and I think slip-ups happen occasionally. It's no one's fault, but walls are important.
Yeah.
You got to have someone look at
Well,
it.
as soon as I saw it, I was like, well, now I don't have that. So everything's important in our special conditions in our certificate of compliances. So Deb, anybody else thoughts? I guess we need them to go get an engineer to, go check that wall for us.
Right.
I just have one further question. It's 20 years later, and I understand things happen and things don't get done. That's unfortunate. But if the wall has fallen into a state of disrepair, it doesn't seem fair or equitable that my client, 20 years later, would be tasked with the responsibility for perhaps rebuilding the wall. That doesn't seem.
I mean, we don't know if it has to be rebuilt, but it is not either fair to ask this commission to sign off on special orders that haven't been followed. So we're in a catch-22 here. We're not going to sign off on or special conditions that we don't have proof that the wall was checked. So the wall needs to be checked. I'm no engineer. I hopped on it. It didn't fall on me, but
well, that's good news.
Not as light as I used to be. But we have to go by protocol. We don't deviate from our rules and regulations. That's all. Yeah. And I don't think it would be much for an engineer to go out there and do it.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's fine. As I say, I'm just playing the devil's advocate here. Look, we hope for the best, we plan for the worst, right?
Yeah, it never hurts to ask, but.
Oh, well, there you go.
I mean, I would just add, Attorney Costello, that part of the due diligence when your client purchased the property was to make sure that all the boxes were checked. So, I mean, that's not on the commission. They chose to close on the property or acquire title to the property without having that. I mean, that's on them. So.
Well, that's fair.
Okay. All right. Well, it's not a hearing. We don't have to continue it. Just let them know when you're ready to get back on.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, 25 Birch Hill Road, cease and desist. Bob, anything on that?
I have not spoken to Dan. I don't know what's in the package. I think that I don't know if anyone's here to discuss that, but I would say that I don't have anything to add to it. I apologize.
Okay. Is there anybody here from 25 Birch Hill Road?
Let me just check. I would recommend continuing that.
Yeah, it's on administrative. We'll leave it. We'll follow up with Dan when he comes back, and we'll leave it on our agenda.
And also the next item, Madam Chair, that should be continued until Dan gets back.
All right. So that's an administrative item. We'll just leave it on the agenda.
That's the Bridgewater Rainham Sand and Stone.
Bridgewater Rainham Sand cease and desist. Okay, that'll stay on the agenda then. 1010 Elm Street cease and desist enforcement order. So, Bob, on our last one, we did do the enforcement order. I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to our town councilor about the fees.
Well, I think Mark might be. Mark, are you here to discuss 1010 Elm?
No, I was actually here to discuss Bridgewater Sand and Stone.
You can go home now then.
But I can
You're
talk
already
about
home.
1010 if you'd like.
That'll be back. That'll stay on the agenda. Our next date is the 23rd.
Correct.
So it stays on our agenda. Yep.
Yep.
All right. Is there anybody, but did we follow up? I know our last conversation with the enforcement was just getting the amount of fines to be to be done. Wasn't that correct, Laurie? The amount of
Yes.
fines per day?
Yep.
Did we get clarity on that?
Not that I'm aware of, Madam Chair, and I apologize. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, we can wait till that gets back with Dan too then, huh? Okay. 16 Wood Street.
I'm sorry, sorry, 1 second. Samantha PMP. I was working with the owner of 1010 Elm.
Is the owner here?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to get some clarification. We haven't been notified of this additional enforcement order. I spoke to the applicant too. He hasn't received anything from you guys. Is there
So it was voted on in our last meeting. We don't do the admin work of sending it out. I believe I know I saw the cease and desist. We did an immediate cease and desist when we were back on the property. This property, unfortunately, continues to stay out of non-compliance. Vehicles in buffer zones, silk fences down, going into ACEC areas. You know, to be honest, we're losing our patience with this because it's blatant disregard. And I pulled a brand new agent in there, and he got out and went, "Whoa!" Like, so we're back to the enforcement being issued. So we did vote on the enforcement. You know, no replications, no stuff was ever done before that window with the storm, and just again blatant disregard for putting stuff in the buffer, silk fence down with everything going into it. So yes, there is an enforcement order. They should be receiving it shortly.
Okay, understood. I
right.
did just want to tell the commission that the wetland line and the buffer zone has been staked out by our firm, and the erosion controls are going down, and he is going to be performing the restoration work probably next week.
So all that stuff, I'm sorry to interrupt, should have been done months ago. You know,
Yes.
you had
Yeah,
a
I
window
think
product, especially
frozen
during those
ground
type of
and-
situations. It was naked out there. A beautiful ACEC area was naked out there, and just getting a lot of drainage. The pictures are so sad. So, all right, I'm glad to hear they're getting out there now, though, and we'll follow up on the next meeting.
Okay.
All right, thank you for updating us, Samantha. It is Samantha, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
16 Wood Street enforcement update.
I
So I
can't-
think we'll probably, Bob, anything, or are we waiting on Dan on this one too?
Yeah, I mean, again, I apologize. I'm just covering for Dan right
Yeah,
now.
no apologies. I didn't know if you had anything up your sleeve first, but you know, I asked him to relook this up from Caitlin's records because again, we have no closure on this, and I'm not going to let it go by. If you recall, you know, that's another one we have to check on the enforcement amount, correct, Laurie? We
Yes.
have, you know, these people never came in. We, you know, tried everything, like, you know, an RDA, whatever it took. You know, the property was done without a permit. Again, we thought it looked great, but you cannot do it without a permit. So if you think we're going to forget, we're not.
Speaking of forgetting, what happened with Flagstone?
Do we have it on here?
It's not on the
Nope.
agenda. We can't discuss it.
Okay.
If you want to have it added to the agenda for the next meeting, Eileen, just let Dan know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to-
I'd like I did on the thing. Okay, so we'll you know, load Dan up. Hope he's well rested
Yep.
when he gets back.
He's young.
What was that?
He's young.
Yeah, Town wetland protection bylaws.
To be
you know,
continued.
what was that, Bob?
To be continued.
Yeah, I mean, we need funds desperately.
Yeah, I doubt we're gonna get those.
Okay. And then I can add this business. It's just as I did get reached out from the chair of Community Preservation Act with Harry not being on there anymore. They are looking for a representative from the Conservation Commission. Is anybody interested in that? Laurie?
Lori's-
I'll volunteer.
Yeah. Oh, yay! Okay.
I'll be the
I think I
liaison.
sent you the contact email, all of you, for Gina, but if not, I'll send you her contact email. And thank you very much for doing that. And you know,
No
Harry
problem.
was a great asset to them, so I know you'll be too. So thank you, Laurie. And then we have no minutes to approve, and we're coming to E.
Motion to adjourn.
Mhm.
Did I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Good night,
You
everyone.
too.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.